What's going on, Rams fans? This is Tuna the Sheriff. A lot of awesome Rams action going on in our world. We're about to talk about it. Most important news, finalists announced. The Rams series. Heads up. Pretty fire. Tuna, I think, might have a guest. I can't tell right now. But let's bring him in here. It's Tuna and the Sheriff. I'm Sheriff Joe Baggs. Tuna! What we got here, man?
Hello. How you doing? Happy Monday. Say happy Monday.
That is adorable.
We are live and alive. There's actually football stuff to talk about.
Dude, like actual football stuff to talk about, not just like a bunch of like, oh, the Rams might take this position at the 13th week, stuff like that. So that's really pretty fire, actually.
I'm excited about it.
In comments. What up, Daddy G? Cool name. Heck yeah. All right, man. So, dude, who is this, by the way?
Don't worry about it.
You're not gonna introduce us?
She doesn't like me sharing that information with strangers.
But face is okay.
This is Chanel. Hi, Chanel.
It's a good name.
Yeah, this is Chanel. She was a rescue. She's very smart when she wants to be.
Nice.
Emphasis on when she wants to be. But yeah, she is almost as excited as we are. The fact that there was real things to talk about football wise. How do you feel? What was your favorite thing to come out of today?
That's a lot, man. Finalists for the Rams cheerleaders. That's pretty fire. Let's see what else.
Missed that.
Yeah. I think my favorite thing was that Sean McVay is larger than life. And I think we saw that at the owners' meeting.
We're starting there.
Yeah, I'm good with that, man.
We're starting there.
We'll get into more Sean McVay's comments here, but yeah, man. So if you guys missed Sean McVay at the owners' meeting, I don't know how, because
so did everybody else. He wasn't there. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
he wasn't there.
What the heck, man? Yeah,
he's not there in owners' meeting. So I think the NFL went in post hoc and they went ahead and added him in.
Yeah.
So there he is.
Yeah, man.
Very happy about that.
Yeah, actual size, Sean McVay.
This is very stupid.
I'm pretty pleased with this, actually. Yeah. So, is there? Because I have not. I'll be honest, man. Work has been kicking me right in the taint this last week or so. We had somebody leave, and I'm training new people and stuff like that. So, is he actually? Is he present, and we just can't spot him, or is it? What's going on here?
So he was. So you understand, and I think most people who pay attention to these league meetings, they're an organized, chaotic mess outside of the set. Hey, we're in the doors at 11 having closed door meetings until so and so o'clock. The before and after and the in between, you're going to have a mix of a lot of media. That's where it's like a rush. You saw McVay on like 4 different things. Like this morning, like you wake up, there's already something out from him talking with NFL Network. He's talking with Kay Adams. He's talking with every Rams favorite commentator, PFT, Mike Florio. So he's on a bunch of these things beforehand. So him not actually being in the video or in the photo, Les wasn't in theirs as well, in the GM's photo. I think that just comes down to they probably said like, hey, we're doing photos at like 10 o'clock and he's already talking to somebody and not there. And I don't think they care that much because, to be honest, this goes in someone's photo album as a memory and no one ever looks at this again. I don't think it's a non-factor. It's more funny than anything.
That's true. I've never once been like, dude, you know what I need to whip out? The 2017 coaches photo from the league meetings. Like I've never once. Yeah.
Need to see it.
I mean, that one specifically with baby McVay would probably be actually pretty cool to see, but whatever.
But besides that, I'm going to start editing, I think, through the season, just a large McVay head in random spots and see who notices it. Taking inspiration from, if you follow the Rams subreddit, following every Rams victory throughout the season, there is one photo of Sean McVay that gets selected. And after every win, they gradually shrink just his face on the head after every win. So
Awesome.
by the time you get to the end of the season, it's comical. It's hilarious. I love
Little tiny face. I think we need to keep this trend going until that image pops up on the Vegas sphere, and we'll be good. We can put the trend to bed.
If
lofty goals, man, lofty goals.
Rams win a Super Bowl, I want Sean McVay's face just plastered on the Vegas sphere. That's all I want. And I'm
absolutely.
Happy. But I know you said you're at work, so I don't know how much stuff that you caught today. A lot of this is going to be out of order. I think some of the biggest hits, because there are a lot of things, and there's a lot of things that McVay was quoted on. I don't know if it's just everything in my feeds is just Ram centric, or if nobody was going to other coaches with the same brevity for certain commentary. I know McDonald had a lot of comments to be made. Did you catch this one? Him talking about the rule change that the Browns proposed about the trading picks further than the 3 years that's allowed, extending it to 5 years. I know recently Kevin Demoff talked about his excitement, and I know you feel the same way about him, about what he said about it. But McVay was pretty adamant, saying, hey, that has zero chance to go in. If I remember exactly what he said, was he's not pushing for that personally.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting because I think that Kevin Demoff made a really good point about it when this rule was first presented, which was trades are one of the most exciting team building aspects in the NFL. So allowing 5 years out on draft picks just is more assets, and that's awesome. So it's good to just be able to have more assets to trade. What I do think, though, to kind of play devil's advocate with myself here, is the fact that, I mean, 5 years out, you're dealing with a different regime in most cases. So you're kind of screwing over at like future people, like, just like if you're willing to trade first round picks 5 years out, and it's like, but you get fired in 2 years, and it's like you burned maybe the second generation after you of head coaches potentially on your team if they can't figure out how to hire, like some teams haven't been. I mean, can you imagine the Arizona Cardinals having traded a first round pick 5 years ago? It's like, that's 2 coaches ago. You know what I mean? Like that's super unfortunate. So from that kind of standpoint, I absolutely get it. But I think too, we're, as Rams fans, I think we've kind of settled into long-term stuff right now. We've had Sean McVay for a little while. He's coached in more games than any other Rams coach ever. Les Snead's been around for a really long time. So I think that we're used to the continuity. And so thinking 5 years out doesn't sound insane. But then you have that little aspect too of like, what if we just win the Super Bowl and Sean McVay's like, I'm going to do TV and make way more money anyway. So later, nerds. And then we're just, we burn some coach that isn't as good as Sean McVay and who doesn't have any first round picks now for the next 5 years or something, So I get it on all sides.
Yeah. Even, I don't know. I feel like 3 years out even is already far. It's currently 3 years. Yeah, it's 3.
Yeah.
Like I have a hard time processing how people do like 2 years out, let alone 3 years out. 5 years just feels like a big stretch. I don't know in what circumstance or how many players you're really doing that for. And that's such a late return on investment. Like, hey man, like think of the times that they've traded players away for just a pick. Like, yeah, not to tie in the Devontae Adams quote from earlier. Hey, Devontae Adams, we traded him away. We got a first-round pick from him, though. Oh, that's awesome. When is it? It's in half a decade. That doesn't help anyone whatsoever. That's legitimately buying on the longest form of credit you can. I don't know really how much that opens up the floodgates to more trades because the team really has to, like, want to get rid of somebody. I wasn't a big fan of it. Like, I kind of agree more with Sean. If he personally does not like the idea, I'm on board with that. I don't know.
Well, it's just so many aspects of it. And I think that too, when you get into 5 years out, I think almost all of those, and I think this is probably why most teams were not interested, was because you're dealing with a situation where you're probably doing conditional picks for all of those trades. You know what I mean? Like you're probably like, all right, it's a first unless it's a top 15. And then then it's got to be a second. Like we're not giving you that.
You're going NBA style now at that point.
Well, I mean, we already do that. We already see conditional picks on playing time and stuff like that. Like it's a fifth unless he plays 75% of your snaps, then it's a fourth kind of thing. We see that kind of stuff all the time, and I think that would be the case. I don't think that anybody would be confident or comfortable enough to say, yeah, you can my 2031 first round pick that all of a sudden, what if you just start crashing and it's a number 1 overall and you just traded like a good player, but like, you're like, damn, we could have number 1 overall, man. Like that sucks. So I think that's where it would come into play, and it would be very difficult to track it for sure. I know that, I mean, computers do most of our thinking for us now anyway, but that's a tough one. So I get it. I understand not having it pass or even having it pulled because it was blatantly not going to pass. But I think I just think it would have been fun. That's all.
Yeah, I'm on board with that. I think the biggest story, like I don't want to say this is a non-story because it's how many proposals are like kind of rumored around and then they talk about it and it's already dead on arrival. I think the bigger story is, I got some pushback from people on Twitter, but in that clip where he's talking about it, he says like I'm not pushing for that. Like personally, Sean said like I'm not pushing for that rule to go through. I read that. I read an inflection in his voice as him saying no thank you type thing. Like it's just not something he is advocating for, compared to what Kevin said. It's not that like, oh, they're butting heads. It's nothing to that degree, but it's just the fact it's not the same messaging. And I don't think fans appreciate how often, no matter the issue, good or bad, the Rams front office usually is a unified front on a singular message, down to like the employees there will like have the same messaging come out. They use the same messaging towards their employees, and the fact that they even differed a little bit in this little like nonsensical, rule change. I thought that was interesting because you usually don't see that too often.
It's kind of funny too to think that like Sean was maybe opposed to it because he knows that Les is out there just wheeling and dealing, and he's just like, you know what, stop messing with my stuff, dude. Like maybe Sean's in here like, can I please pick in the first friggin' round, dude? And Les is like, nah, you're good. Like, so who knows?
But there's a reality where Sean Sean is like the level-headed one, and Les is a complete fucking liability. He's like at the poker table. He's got a gambling problem, and it's Sean doing the heavy lifting all these years.
But we can get Brandon Cooks. Like,
he's just in it. Whiskey haze, just calling Sean, I got it.
Yeah,
Peyton Manning's son is going to be available in 6 years. Just hear me out.
So funny.
Hear me out.
That's exactly what Rams House is talking about. Is like you're trading for a guy who is literally going to be in high school. Like technically, that's what you're trading for. Is such a future prospect that dude's 17. You know what I mean? Like he's not even close, man. So that's pretty funny.
It's like when you see the college. I don't know the real reason if it's meant to be like symbolic for any reason. But when I see those tweets where it's like USC has made a formal offer to 11-year-old phenom, I'm just like, what are we talking about? Like, oh, am I allowed to keep going? All right, so we're going Joeless here. You guys are used to it. You're used to dad leaving to go get milk. Don't worry, mom will take care of you.
Carl was losing his mind over there.
But who had a good one? Kamal had a really good comment.
Got it.
Omer should be terrified of having a Rams-like collapse.
Bro, that is still okay. I'm not even kidding when I say that is one of my favorite callbacks to make. Anytime the Bills do anything, and it's like, oh man, good thing y'all avoided that Rams-like collapse. Oh God, I truly love it. Like it really brings me a lot of joy. Like it truly, oh my gosh, by the way, man, the Avs are winning 5-0, and I know that's not what this is about, but it's the first period, and this is crazy.
What is wrong with you?
This up right now. No, dude, hockey rules, bro.
What's wrong with you? This is not hockey season. We're in peak football.
It is literally hockey season.
Lock in here.
This is like if football in like December. This is like December football, but it's hockey. Yeah. Good stuff.
The other thing that you may have missed today is we're back into not even he said, she said. We're back into just your average, like, well, hey, our reporting was super right, so you guys all got to bow down to us. Mike Florio. Yeah.
When you guess right, you get to later say, see, I said that. Cool.
I'm all for it when you're actually right, though, or like when you have a point that you're trying to make. So it came back out. Sean McVay talked about when asked about it. Hey, was Devontae Adams ever part of any trade negotiations? I I got to pull up the actual quote here so that way I don't misspeak. But it came down to, as I pull it up, Sean agreed. He said, yes, like there was conversations that happened. He didn't say to which degree, but he acknowledged that he spoke with Devontae, that they let him know about what those look like. There's no details beyond that. There's no details on when, on who, and where. But obviously the usual suspects are running with it as validation of like, see, we were right the whole time. Seeing some Rams fans and commentators saying, hey, you owe Florio an apology. It's a nothing burger. It's the same thing. And I had to go back to make sure I wasn't riding the fence and picking both sides. We said, and I know you did too, like, yeah, sure. Maybe they answered a text. Maybe they acknowledged. Maybe they discussed it with the team. Like, who knows? Mm-hmm. But ultimately, they decided not to, and they do it with everybody. Hell, I look back to last year. Stafford was almost a giant. Like, every position is upgradable in the offseason because they're going to do their job. They're going to do their due diligence, and it's still a nothing burger. Like, they looked around, and he said they decided we weren't able to upgrade Davante Adams. Cool. Story's over. Yeah. There's no need to say like, well, see, told you so. Told us what? That Sean maybe answered a text on like, hey, is Davante available? Like, unless you've got receipts, like, it's still nothing. And the idea that like, oh, how is Davante going to take this? And oh, it's bad look. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, this is part of the business. It'd be shady if they didn't tell him about it, but clearly they said they talked to him about it. It's a non-factor. It's a non-deal. It's
pretty absurd that it is a thing, that it's a conversation at all. This is kind of a perfect comment here. I want to bring this up real fast. The fact that McVay explicitly said he communicated with Davante about the trade conversations proves he learned from the Jared Goff trade drama. McVay literally just refuses to stop involving. That's such a good point, because it's just one of those things where you're absolutely right. It could have been one of those things where they're having this conversation and they're kind of getting a little bit closer. And then the Eagles are like, well, look, we're also competitive too. We don't want to just lose a top receiver. Would you be willing to make a move with Davante? And maybe the conversation is, okay, we would include Davante, but you need to include this or something like a pick or another player or something like that. And maybe that was the conversation. But yeah, it's just one of those things where why would we want to stay the same team from last year? We lost. We didn't go all the way. Why would we want to stay the same? We need to get better. You know what I mean? I think we have been. I think we've been addressing the positions of need that we've had. But to think that we can't get better at even the wide receiver spot when you have a Davante Adams and a Puka Nacua, I think is just that's just some ignorance, man. Like, and would we have gotten better with AJ Brown and Puka Nacua? I don't think so. But you know, who the hell am I? Maybe Sean's got a specific plan for AJ Brown, or would have had a specific plan for AJ Brown, kind of like he had with Davante Adams, where it's like, hey man, inside the 20, you are the guy. You are inside the 5. You might as well be the only receiver that exists, man. Like that's your territory. So maybe there was some sort of plan involved in there, but I think that ultimately to say like, how is he going to take this? Well, Davante Adams is one hell of a professional, so I'm sure he took it just fine. I'm sure he's not showing up to practice like, they didn't even want me. They were going to get me. He's not doing that, guys. Like you're projecting this personality onto him because you don't want him to leave, and none of us want him to leave. He's a good player, but to say like, how is he going to react to this? No. How are you going to react to this news that Davante Adams was part of a trade conversation? Because that's the only thing that's relevant. Davante Adams is a pro. Sean McVay is a pro. Les Snead's a pro. These things happen, and to have that conversation, I think, is the fact that this is blown up to a story in any capacity. I think is absolutely absurd. This is ridiculous. It's
very my first. I'm not gonna lie, soft. I think if we're complaining about like, oh no, well, like think of the children. What is Tay gonna say to his children on Christmas morning when he has to tell them Uncle Sean thought about trading him at one point? What is he going to do? Have you thought about that? I think reality, I think it's soft. Again, let's circle back to the Stafford thing last year. Stafford was poking around. Like, there was conversations with him and the Raiders. There's conversations with him, the Giants, according to Rich Eisen, matched an offer. Like, they had the assets ready to wheel and deal and go.
Yep.
And for whatever reason, Stafford decided, not the best fit is for me. It's good business practice. Like, if you have to hold your guys hostage to want to be in town, I don't know what precedent that sets. Like, I'm more worried about that, of guys not wanting to be here and maybe held hostage a la a fucking AJ Brown, like we're talking about, where clearly when I listen to every Eagles podcaster, it sounds like he might want out, but the Eagles will be unwilling to let him go. So I don't know.
Well, I'll say this too. It's like, I mean, of the Super Bowls that have been won, Davante Adams hasn't been playing in any of them, and that's not to take a shot at Davante Adams. It's just to say that just because a guy is really, really good doesn't mean that that's the key to winning it all. You can win a Super Bowl with a lot of different players, and I mean, again, I say it a billion times. I need to put it on a shirt or something. Players come and go. The Rams are forever. If Davante Adams would have left, I would have been mad about it. I love Davante Adams. I like him on our team, but I mean, I'll just root for who's here, man. I don't know. But that's the thing. But that's, I don't know, man. It all just goes back to that fact of like, we don't know what extent the conversations were. Maybe there was something where it was the Eagles pushing for Davante. And so Sean, maybe he calls Davante and is like, hey man, we're not really interested in sending you off, but Philly's asking about you. Would you be interested in going to Philly? And if he's like, no, I'd rather just stay here. Cool. You got it. Maybe that was the conversation. We don't know. That's my whole point, is we don't know the extent of this. We don't know what was going on. Maybe Davante was sitting here being like, is there any, I doubt it actually, but it's like, maybe he's sitting there like, hey, is there any options? Maybe I can, I doubt it. Again, I think he likes being in Los Angeles, but we don't know what the conversation was and how it started, what extent it was, how serious it got. We don't know any of that stuff. So to have strong emotions about it just feels unwarranted.
Yeah, and we're going to move on from this because I feel like our regulars are definitely going to be as tired of this conversation as much as we are.
For sure.
Davante Adams is a Ram. He's not being traded. By all reports, he's a Ram. So moving on. Who also might be a Ram, a topic that we've talked about a lot on here. Quarterback 2. Took a shot at you earlier today, I will say, with LAFB, because I know you said, hey, who cares about QB2 until it's relevant?
Yeah.
I say I want to feel great about it. If Jimmy G's not available, don't know what's going on with that situation, what his intentions are, what his desires are, even for an NFL career at this point, going into 2026. Kirk Cousins. There's a lot of smoke. Shout out to Brock Vieira of Rams on SI. He broke that report that there's sources from Kirk's camp saying he's willing to come to LA for a vet minimum, because he's more about rings, and we looked it up here. He's made over like $300 million. But McVay said it on air, like, hey, if that's something he wants to do. I have my own theory on how direct they've been about this. I got multiple theories, but him saying, Kirk, come see us, man. There's a lot of homage paid to the Washington days, oddly enough, and we'll talk about the other stuff after this. But your thoughts on this? Does Kirko makes sense here, actually, from a football field perspective? Talk to me, man.
It absolutely does. And Sean McVay's comments, I think, kind of go right in hand with that, of like him just kind of talking about Cousins, talking about he's got experience in this league. He's been a starter plenty of times. I mean, that's what I'm comfortable with as a QB2. I don't, my issue with Kirk Cousins is I would be just super upset if we just like entered camp knowing that he's our QB1. Like, that's where it's like, crap, man, this kind of sucks. Being a QB2, I got no issues with that, man. I don't love Kirk Cousins, but he's being I didn't love Jimmy Garoppolo, but as a backup, as a QB2, hell yeah, dude, I love that. That's incredible for to have that kind of experience as a backup. I know you're a Jimmy G stan, but it's just one of those situations where, I mean, it's like when you have Steven Jackson as your running back 2 behind Marshall Faulk for a year. It's like, could be worse, man. Like, could be way worse. So I mean, not that I dislike Steven Jackson or anything. It's maybe a bad example, but if he's QB2, man, I've got no issues with that. Obviously, I'm not thrilled if he's needing to play, but again, he's got experience. He can run our offense for sure, so we'd be fine.
It's one of those parts where, like, a rising tide raises all ships, or whatever the relevant quote is here. Somebody like Kirk Cousins, somebody like Jimmy G, they do a lot more than just when they're called upon for fill-in roles. It's the work in the offseason. It's the work with the guys behind the scenes as an additional, like, teacher for these guys, especially when you have young players And I think it gets thrown out. It gets kind of like laughed at a little bit from how much emphasis I put on what Jimmy G did in training camp for this team while Stafford was out. Like it was a huge part of like how the Rams were able to have such a great offense this offseason or this season. Like you don't get those are weeks you don't get back. Those are weeks you have to make up in season.
True.
If your quarterback is just missing and everything's off rhythm, like sure it took a little bit of time, but dude, it was fast. Like by week 3, like cool, this is a playoff team. Like we're ready to roll. Like it was there, and it's because of Jimmy's work, man.
And we talked about it for week 1. Literally, that was the first time Stafford got really any action. We put up 17 against the Colts or the Texans defense, and everybody was like, only 17 points. And it's like, well, hold on. Like, can we let some season play out? Maybe this is a damn good defense. And it turns out that was exactly
it. Turned out, yeah, like a top 3 defense.
Like 17 points was like, yeah, that was actually pretty decent. So, I mean, that's the thing too. I hate like week 1 overreactions, even all the way through like week 5. It's like, this isn't who we are yet, guys. It's fine. Like you're still settling in. Like you're still settling in, man. With how limited training camp and preseason is now. I mean, that is your preseason. The first 4 weeks of the season, you're still figuring it out, man. Like you still got all these new guys, and sure, everybody's super athletic and football players, and they know how to play football. But it's getting that routine in. It's getting that rhythm. It's knowing that Stafford's going to be looking over at your mom in the stands and still hit you dead center in the chest with a football. You know what I mean? So it's learning all that stuff too to be ready for it. Because I think that we've seen. Probably not many times with us because Stafford is so known for that, but I've seen plenty of times in other teams where a no look just like bounces off someone's face because they didn't see it coming either, you know. So
I like Kamal's coach. Kamal's on a fucking roll today, and also welcome Ray. Sorry you're late, man. But
not sure which one you're talking.
We're here. Kamal's last one about people talk about people talk about someone learning behind Stafford, but I think he'll be too busy to. Teach a rookie the ropes, or QB2 is the one that will be training them the most. I think every team is different. That's one area that like I am very jealous of beat reporters who get to be in some of those conversations or like a little bit more insight about what it's like inside of a quarterback room and the other positional rooms. They all have special relationships. They all have different like impacts on their team. With the Rams one, it's a changing dynamic right now. How it was the last few years is going to be different because there's a new OC, so you got a little bit of turnover. Who knows what Dave? Is it Ragone? How do I say it? I'm bad with Italian names. Ragoni, whatever it is. What's his role going to be? Because Sean said specifically, there's things he's going to be asking Nate Shieldhouse versus Ragone. Like their roles are going to be different.
Kingsbury also
exactly. Kingsbury. And no, it's not part of QB1's job to like, hey, you're not training someone per se, like a new employee, but it's more about having a guy in there, like being able to shadow and watch, like, okay, how do you do these things? When there's a bad loss, how does that guy carry himself? How does he go back to work right after he threw 3 picks one game? Like those little things is really where they learn, like, okay, it's okay to be okay after I fucked up. Because Stafford is out there firing away, even though he threw a bad interception. So it's those kinds of things.
It's one of those things. How do you know when you're a leader? Well, look behind you. Somebody following you? I mean, that's really it, man. I disagree with the premise of it hurting Stafford in any capacity to take away attention to teach a rookie something. These rookies are coming in more ready than they ever have. People are starting to run quarterback drills at 6 years old now instead of only getting it in college, you know? So, I mean, they're coming in a lot more ready. And it's one of those things where it's not where Stafford needs to tell him everything that he's doing. It's, hey, Rook, look at what Stafford's doing. Follow him. It's not where I just don't think that the anything would happen to change the preparation of Matthew Stafford if a rookie were to be QB2 or to come in. I just don't think that that's a relevant issue. And he's just too much of a pro. He's been around too long. I think that it's like if we have a rookie, all of a sudden Stafford's a worse quarterback because he's like, hey, rookie, see this over here? The ball snaps. He's like, see this? You want to do this? When you say it's not that.
No,
it's firing away.
It's not like that. But
I disagree with the premise.
I think it's more of a it's like, God, the worst it would be is if they bring a rookie in. It's like what Stafford, like, oh, now I got a 5th kid. Now I gotta tuck this knucklehead into. But good transition. Good transition. I do like Nuisance's. What's up, Nuisance? His comment. Kay Adams, Sean McVay was on that as well. I don't have a slide for that. I'm not sure if he caught his comments because she tried poking him about what they're going to do at 13. It started off talking about what their philosophy is going into this offseason, where a lot of people say, yeah, it's F them picks when they trade away our first rounder for a Trent McDuffie. But then it's like, no, like he can do a lot of things from the slot. He can do this. He can do that. He's an ultimate chess piece. Like he's going to be a great tool for Chris Shula. They don't see that as a gamble. That's like a no-brainer of like, yeah, you bring in this human who does all these things and has tape from the last 4 years doing, X, Y, and Z. And then she tries going to him. She's like, oh, yeah, you do still have 13. Like, what are you going to do there? And he even asked about Ty Simpson and quarterback. Everyone's trying to find like a coy, like, oh, man, he said he didn't look too much into Ty Simpson, but also that Fernando Mendoza, he watched him too. It's like, yeah, they've watched everyone for like the last 12 months. And it doesn't start at, okay, season's over. All right, let's start looking at college football.
Exactly.
There's aspects of the team building, the front office that have been watching guys since before week 0 of last season. They're already familiar.
Scouts right now are already prepping next year.
Yeah, they have a really, really good trust with their scout department from like everything I've seen and heard. When it comes down to like who I think they'll draft first, I'm still having a really hard time. I was talking with Ryan Anderson about this. Like, unless there's like a list of 3 to 4 guys they may have narrowed it down to that, like, hey, if this blue chip guy is here at pick 13, we'll take him. Like, hey, if for some reason the sky fell and everyone lost their minds and Fernando Mendoza like didn't get picked up by the first 12 teams.
That's Bo Callahan territory.
It's like you got to sit there and think like, dude, we didn't plan for this, but fuck, you got to take no. But like Jeremiah Love falls, or he's like 3 spots away, and you can make a trade.
Yeah, that happens.
You go get you get him. But if your 4 to 5 guys are gone and you're at 13, sure, you could take somebody that you're like okay with. But if you could still get him at pick 18 and trade back and recoup something,
true.
I think it's more likely they trade back. It sounds unfun and it's very annoying to like put that out in mock drafts. I think some of the guys that really fit what they could use day one and fit the Rams are like in the later 10s, early 20s. And that's a good thing because then they can recoup. They can get a instant contributor and get some extra picks, very Rams style. Like that's the most Rams thing I could think of.
True.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. Oh, well, I think this is kind of goes without saying for my draft, but like, I am wildly interested to see who we go with at 13 or what the Rams do at 13, whether that's trade back, whether that whoever they decide to select at that point. My only thing is I don't care if I guess right ahead of time. I'm wildly interested, and I can't wait to find out, but I don't need to have a guess in to feel good about myself or like to be able to say on the back end of like, oh, see, I nailed it or I called it, I told you so, anything like that. I'm fine to just figure out who it is and then talk about them. Like that. That's my own thing is I don't need to predict it. I'm extremely interested. Don't care if I guess right.
Yeah, last year I think by draft week I was sold that Matthew Golden was like the pick. It just made too much sense in my brain, like in my head canon. And then like every single person is doing this that does a mock draft. Like you watching this are going to do a mock draft, and in your head you've like this guy makes the most sense, and it's completely opposite of what I think maybe or what Joe thinks, and it's all right. We're all guessing. None of us know. I don't fucking know. I'm not Les Snead.
Well, and nothing bad happens if you're wrong, and nothing good happens if you're right. So also, who cares?
No, that's what I was going to say. What happened when I was wrong when they traded back and picked Ferguson? I was like, okay, cool. Here's the graphic for it. That's awesome. Excited to see what Terrence Ferguson does. Nobody cares. But then it was nice hearing that months after that they did like Matthew Golden, that they really wanted him. I was like, yay.
Yeah, that's the thing too. Is that like it's like there will be players that where you're like, oh man, this guy fits us perfectly, and it's like, well, if they fit the Rams perfectly, that means they probably fit the Cardinals, the Packers, the Bengals. Yeah. Like, it's like you can list a bunch of teams where like they also fit there, and like even defense, you could be like, oh, it doesn't fit in our or fits in our defense, or we like that guy in our defense. It's like, well, now Raheem Morris up the coast is interested too. Now it's like same thing, man. So, just because you want a player does not guarantee crap. Doesn't mean anything.
And to make it even more frustrating, there might be a guy that's actually like really, really good for 31 teams, but that 32nd team where he might be just okay on might be the Rams.
True.
And that's guys that I think like Denzel Boston, Washington. He does a lot of great things. Like he can wow you in a lot of plays.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't think it's the best fit for like just from what I've seen from the Rams. It's like hard to imagine him there. And that's okay. Like maybe the coaches feel the same way, and then maybe we're all wrong, and Denzel Boston ends up the best wide receiver to ever play the game. But I always look at that like, hey, and I'm a anti-capitalist through and through. I don't care that if they're taken in the 1st or 7th round.
Yeah,
is the guy good at football? Like,
just get here. It doesn't matter how you got here. The fact that you're here is all that matters.
Like Conte Monfield was taken in the 7th round. Obviously, he's not Puka Nacua, but the guy. From his first day at practice, he was getting some of the biggest wows from the fans in the stands for his routes and then for some of his catches. And then you saw it translate because he's on the field getting reps in like 13 personnel. So
his second move is so crispy, man. That's what I've noticed about rewatching anything. Every time I'm watching a Rams game again, I'll throw on a random Rams game at night. Like if I'm like working on something, just like throwing like, week 10 today, just to kind of throw it on. But he was always one where his second move, like that first move, fine. But that second move is when he's now 10 yards away from everybody else on the field. And it's like, damn, dude. Like, and it seemed like that's what he was scoring on, those double moves or just like, I don't know, sluggos and stuff like that, man. He was just, I like the kid. I think he's going to be one that, I don't think surprise people is the right thing because he's a good football player, and so being good at football when you're a good football player shouldn't surprise anybody. But I just think that everybody's kind of locked in on like the upper portion of the Rams depth chart at wide receiver, and then like Jordan Whittington. I think everybody's still really high on him. I hope so. I mean, I hope that he pops more this year. We just haven't seen as much progression as I had hoped, but Mump, dude, that's my guy. I'm turning into a really
Yeah, he's got the coolest handshake with Rampage too. Them doing their little karate standoff is always very fun to look. And then nuisance says it's right there. It's all up in the air. Yeah. Ultimately, the positive to take away from it, it's like the weeks before Christmas, like you have a wish list and you're kind of like looking at ads, you're like, dang, man, it'd be super cool to have this thing or that thing as a kid. Mm-hmm. And then Christmas Day, it's something you never thought it'd be. You're like, dude, this is the best thing ever. Like, okay, cool. The worst thing that happens is you got to learn about some players on other teams for your own future scouting for the defense when you're sitting at home, or you just get to know football a little bit better. And I think those are positives. Another thing that came out of today that was actually my personal favorite conversation of Sean's having on Up and Adams is they were talking about the coaching tree. And she asked, is it your tree or is it the Shanahan tree? Initially inferencing about Kyle Shanahan because of their time spent. Their time spent there. Let me make this bigger. Sorry. Operating on one screen is like not fun whatsoever.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah. One of the quotes from it, talking about, hey, we all started under Mike, talking about Mike Shanahan, Kyle Shanahan's dad, obviously. Kyle was the coordinator during their time in Washington. I have such an appreciation for the history of this game. He talks about it a lot. And, near the end of that quote says it should be the Shanahan tree. He agrees. And like,
it's a branch. It really is.
Yeah, it's like however you're going to cut the tree, it is what it is. But it's a lot of homage that I saw today to the Washington days.
Yeah,
the Kirk conversation with this conversation showed a lot of love to Kyle Shanahan and just kind of really appreciating the history of like that Washington coaching room was like loaded.
Dude, it's loaded. Crazy to see, man. And yeah, being out in Colorado, Mike Shanahan, semi-royalty out here, man. I feel like he could still walk through anywhere and just be like be mauled by Broncos fans just for what he did out in Denver. But yeah, it's like it's a whole thing. But I've always kind of viewed it that way. I just think that we call it the McVay tree because he's our coach. You know what I mean? Like that's just what it is. But I also think that he's embedding himself in the NFL good enough that I think that eventually it could be like, what did the McVay tree start at? And then be like, oh, that was actually off the Shanahan tree, but now it's so big that we call it this tree kind of thing. But you can also take pretty much all the trees and go back to like 3 dudes. So they all kind of wiggle back to just a couple of people. So
What did Ray say?
Yes, it's
Not
absolutely
Kyle's.
it's the Mike Shanahan tree, not Kyle. And I think that is what Sean's saying here, because he's saying it all started under Mike. Kyle was the coordinator. I have such an appreciation for the history of the game. It should be the Shanahan tree. He's not saying Kyle, but yeah, it is the Mike Shanahan tree.
And I don't want the way I fractured the quote to seem like because genuinely, actually,
Yeah.
I thought at first listen, I was like, is he throwing a shot at Kyle? He wasn't, because then he talked about how he was an assistant under Kyle,
Yeah.
and how he was in charge of red zone and how much he loved it and like felt appreciated when he's doing his job, drawing up plays for red zone. And then when Kyle goes and pulls a red zone, one of his plays, and it works out, it's like, oh, that's a great feeling. It feels like you did your job. And so he talks about how he learned from Kyle a lot. So there's a lot of mutual respect there. Like, we know it's a friendly rivalry. I think Mike McDonald is thrown in there too, despite Seahawks fans trying to make something out of nothing with that, which we can talk about next.
Yeah, real fast. I just want to mention this one here.
Yeah.
So it's more McVay coaches went on to be head coaches in the NFL than under Kyle, which absolutely is true. It's just one of those things where it's like, I don't know, man. It's like, where did they all kind of come from? But it's oh man, I had a point there. I totally lost it. Dang it. Stupid brain. Hold on.
It's okay.
Okay. I don't have it. It's gone.
Do it. Think about it hard. You can do it. I believe in you.
What are you pulling up? I see you backstage in here, and it's your.
That was the.
It's unhinged, man.
Oh, there we go. I mean, I can't control Twitter feeds. This is like Clifford the red dog, the big red dog, flipping someone off, which I'm always a fan of.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's this one right here. Do I have it up? Yeah, it's just this clip right here. If you want to bring it up. I'm not gonna play the whole clip, but basically you got Mike McDonald doing his table presser ahead of their meetings, and then Sean McVay kind of like, you see him look over to him, everyone laughing, makes a comment saying like, hey, what about that 2-point conversion? What do you think about it? And then Mike McDonald jabs back saying, oh, is that still on the table, like, to vote against?
Yeah.
It's another, it's rivalry. It's two guys, like, it's just two head coaches talking shit.
Yeah.
Like, that's regular football talking shit. And I think to the best of their abilities, Seahawks fans are taking it as like, oh my God, they're still salty. It's like, okay.
Seriously, dude, man.
Peak off season.
They talk about us more than we do, man. That's crazy. But that also, I love that stuff, because I think it just makes those games more interesting. When you go into a game with Rams and 49ers, it's like you can feel the whole like, well, yeah, but which is the game plan going to work this time, or is Kyle going to have something cooked up for us this go round, or is Sean going to just have something dialed in that's the absolute perfect game plan against this 49ers team? And that's now happening with Seattle. And you know what? I mean, I don't want to be a situation like the Patriots where just, you walk into every single season with 3 bar teams to play against all year. You're just on a walk into the playoffs with at least a home game. It's like what the Dodgers are dealing with now. You guys want to brag about the Dodgers? It's like, yeah, look at the rest of that division. Bunch of bums, dude. It's like, congratulations. Yep. You win 50 games in the division. Hell yeah. Congrats.
Super baseball guy. I've been talking about that all year.
Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm. Super dope for you guys that you play the Rockies a bunch of times and then brag about going to the playoffs. It's like, well, duh, you went to the playoffs, man. You're playing against the Dolphins, the Jets, and the Bills every year. And so I like this. I like that the 49ers are a good team.
I have no idea what you're talking about, by the way.
Are a good team. I'm talking about, do I have to explain it? The Dodgers are a good team. They're really good.
What I'm saying is, I hear you.
A bunch of bums. Hold on. Let me tie it together. So, but that's the situation that I'm glad that we're not in for the Rams, where we have good teams that we're playing against. Going into a game against the Seahawks is fun as hell, man. I would way rather have them be a damn good team where you're like, man, we have to win this game. We need to win this division, stuff like that, than go into the game of like, oh yeah, we're playing these bums again, like we get with Arizona every time. So it's way more fun to have good teams in their division.
I get more nervous against bad teams when I watch the Rams play, because you're just like, please don't fuck this up.
Sometimes, man, that Jets game will always creep into my head. We're like, you gotta be kidding me, man.
I mean, that week 18 games last year, it was close until the fourth quarter. It got a little it's another thing where it was like this was actually the first thing I saw when I woke up, and I actually opened up Twitter. And I'm just like, oh, we're starting this already. I was like, okay. I was like, all right. It's a nothing burger, and I'm upset that we've already spent 5 minutes on it. So we'll
Comments
move
are
on.
soft. Comments are soft. Everybody wants our division to suck, so we have a cakewalk. Nah, man, good football is way more fun than blowouts. I don't care.
Yeah, that's the equivalent of a hat tip.
52-0 over the Raiders is cool to brag about, but that was not fun to watch. If you think that was a blast to watch and you were on the edge of your seat the whole time, you're lying, man. That was boring as hell.
Yeah, I know some people have bagged on McVay for being a crybaby. One, because he's in favor of the banning the tush push, and then with this thing, even though that's misconstrued as to what exactly they were contesting, ultimately he's at least consistent if he feels like it's for the good of the game, not even for the Rams, but like for the good of the game itself. I could see the argument. It's just the timing always comes off as like, this is what happens when you're in the playoffs and you lose to some of these Super Bowl teams. It's like you're going to be the one to propose something, and it's like you look like the crybaby. I'm just glad that they don't really give a shit. So at least they'll throw it out there and it's a conversation. But I mean, you're still pissed. I know you expat said so. You say he was pissed. I know that. I heard that personally for some people.
I think he's saying to me about it's boring to watch blowouts in the NFL.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah.
It can be. It really
is, man. I don't care. Okay, that's another reason. One of the reasons I've kind of fallen a lot off of college is because the games just aren't that good.
That's just an overgeneralization. You're wrong.
I mean, it is. It absolutely is. But when you have the disparity is it's just so large, man. That's the best part about the NFL is that the difference between the best team in the league and the worst team in the league is pretty minimal, actually. And that's what it comes down to draft picks as well. I mean, the difference in skill set from a second round pick, because I think that there is a little bit of a separation on like your top 16 guys or so. But the difference in skill set and athleticism from a second round pick to a that looked like you had antlers. That was cool. But to a seventh round pick, I mean, it's not that big of a difference as far as athleticism and skill set. It's like you're looking for minimal stuff of why you take this guy in the third instead of the fifth. You know what I mean? Like you're looking for the smallest little thing. It's like, oh, in this game, it was this pressure situation and he made the play on fourth down. That's why we're going to take him because he's shown it. And this guy just never had that opportunity kind of thing. So, yeah.
Yeah.
That's an interesting question here. Highlight reel games versus nail biters. They can be the same though. Like you can have like Chiefs Rams. It was both of those. So
yeah, I love a good close game, man. That Indiana because you get both. Like close games, usually you will get something because somebody has to do something extraordinary to break the mold.
I love the moments.
Omar Cooper Jr., Penn State, the greatest catch that I've seen in the last few years, back of the end zone.
Yeah,
like imagine that in SoFi.
Dude, I love the moment, the pop, the 91-yard touchdown pass to Tutu Atwell kind of pop, you know, like I love that kind of stuff where it's like where something big happens and you win the game instead of it just like being like 7 minutes to go and you're like, yeah, we definitely got this one. It's already done. You know, it's like, cool. Yeah. It's Rams Bills. That was so exciting, man. I'm so stoked I got to be there for that one. That's like, yeah, man, that stuff is, he said 20. Rams and Bills have had so many fire games, dude. I'd go back to like Austin Pettis on that fourth down catch. Sam Bradford threw that ball so behind him, dude. That was so dope, man. But that's another one where you get that moment. You get that celebration moment. We got it in the Super Bowl. We got it in the whole playoff run, except for the Arizona Cardinals game, of course. But yeah, man, I like that. It's just way more fun to me.
One of the last topics, if we've missed a topic with my ADHD brain that you want to talk about, make sure you drop it in the comments below before we get into this one of the last topics of the day that came out of day one. I forgot how many days it is. Is it just today or is it multiple days? Joe, do you know?
I have no clue.
All right. So this one came out. Obviously, this is the first time we're hearing somebody from the Rams, at least from the coaching staff, talk about the Puka Nacua situation that's been developing. Got it somewhat chopped up. Shout out to Steve Weish, friend of the podcast over at NFL Network. They did a one-on-one with Sean McVay, talking about, hey, he's continuing to mature as you're becoming this amazing player that comes with responsibilities, which is what I think a lot of us in the commentator space for the Rams are saying, where it's like, we don't want you to like not have fun as a 24-year-old, but like you can't be the superstar of face of the league and be getting caught up with dumb shit and doing dumb things. So I think that's kind of what he's talking to. Steve Weish made a comment, said like, hey, Puka, like you've got a great thing in front of you. Focus on that. Like inferring, is that what McVay is saying? And McVay had a really long thing that I didn't want to really break up, so I'll read it here. McVay goes on to say, it's really just what you said. Here's the thing that you do know. Being around him for 3 years, love this guy's heart. He's got this authentic zest for life. He's got just this vibe about him that you can't help but love. And he's continuing to mature. And as you're becoming this amazing player, that comes with responsibilities, but we love him. He's one of us. You want to continue to put your arm around him and help him continue to grow in all areas of his life. I think we want to invest in the whole person. And in that last quote, you want to hold on to any McVayisms. Yep. That's the one that says, hey, absolutely. Obviously, the play on the field, and he talked about it too. Like the play on the field is undeniable. Like that's a guy you want around your team for as long as you can manage it. But we want to invest in the whole player. Like you look at Kobe Turner, you look at how Jared Verse is becoming a leader. The Matthew Staffords, like there's a mold that they have where it's like, yeah, do your thing, be a star, then fucking go home. Dude, it's a long life. You're gonna make all the money in the world. Go home. You're a great person. Stay a great person. They want to invest in him, and like getting caught up, man, that can cost you a lot of dollar bills in the NFL. So, didn't know if you got a chance to see all this, but wanted to share that with you, Sergio.
Yeah, it's kind of perfect. I think that McVay quote tells you all you need to know about whether or not the Rams are exploring a trade for Puka Nacua, and I think that we can dramatically say no. Obviously, I don't know. It seems to me like that's an obvious thing. I think the Rams do a really good job of letting people be themselves, but within the confines of like not being irresponsible. So talking about here, like I want to invest in the whole person. It's like, yeah, man, like that thing too is like, it's not just go home, but it's not put yourself in situations where accusations can be made. And now we have to think about it. You know, if you're just at, the restaurant with, Stafford and AJ Jackson and KDOT and everybody's families and stuff like that, then maybe conversations don't pop up of like, hey, did you hear what Puka did last night? Because that's the worst, man. Like it's like, first of all, I live in Colorado, man. It's like people are like, did you hear what Puka did? It's like, yeah, I heard. It's like, what do you think? I wasn't there. I don't know what to think. I didn't see it happen.
Dude,
I'm just here. I'm just here on Twitter, man. I don't know.
Who is it on Instagram? C Talk Sports, one of the Seahawks like accounts that I interact with.
It's a great,
like cool.
It's a great callback, by the way.
yeah, cool person. And he was the first one that reached, like, literally, I feel like the second TMZ posted it, he was in my inbox being like, there's no way you guys pay Puka now. I was like, what are you talking about? I was like, what? And then like 20 minutes later, I see the reports. I'm like, Jesus Christ, man, I can't get a day. But Expats makes a great point here of like, you get a few mulligans, like in this day and age where we're Twitter brained, chronically online. This is not like, there is a difference between Stafford's habits versus Puka. Like there's 13, 14 years of difference of like life there. I'm chronically online. I can't expect a person younger than me to not be the same way and like just tweet their feelings. That's how they get it out. But yeah, you like just shut the fuck up. Like there's no realm where you should be doing that. Like you got that much star power, bro. You can do a lot of moves behind closed doors. You're gonna, was it? You can actually get more done with a pen than you can with a gun. I can't remember any of these quotes.
Sounds good.
Yeah, sounds good. So it sounds made up, and we're gonna run with it.
The crazy part too, man. We are 34. Me and you are about to be 35 in a couple months here, man.
Shut up.
And yeah, but the crazy part is Puka probably won't even be playing at our age right now, and he could be walking out of the NFL with $400 or $500 million if he plays this right for the next however many years. He could absolutely pull that off. And to think that he can't is not paying attention, because that's not just NFL contracts. He is a name. He is Cher, Jesus, Puka. I mean, he's in the conversation for one word names now. Puka, you know exactly who you're talking about. Puka. That's, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't need to add Nakua to know that we're talking about this Rams wide receiver here. So the fact that he is in that realm, that is a whole different level of responsibility. And it is another level of also just like able to make money, man. It's like the fact that he can make that he can make all
I
that money
can't.
just off of
I'm
it.
sorry.
What is
Mudeep's comment, bro. I can't.
Oh, that's classic. Yeah. Share. I did say share. Share is share Jesus. Who else is there? I don't but yeah, man, it's just one of those things where he could leave in 10 years right now and have $400-500 million in the bank, man, if he plays this right. Or he could fall off and have no endorsement deals, no money, end up getting a job and be working until he's in his 60s. It does feel like a fork in the road for him, and it's time to make a decision. But I do feel trust that he is going in. He's got the right support system by being a member of the Rams. Could you imagine if he was a Brown right now? Dude, he'd be screwed.
Yeah. I mean, where you're at drastically fucks with your reputation too. Like, look again, the Browns. God, we pick on the Browns so much here. We'll get a
earned it.
We'll get the fans have not though, man. For the love of God, they deserve so much better.
Until Deshaun Watson's off their books, I'm trashing them hard, bro. I don't care.
there's so many fans like that Jets fan, that kid. I gotta find that post. The sad one after a game. Do you remember that guy this year?
I don't.
We'll find it. We'll close out with it. It's
okay.
Yeah, it's a great clip. No, there's one place you want to be to have PR nightmares and need to turn it around and fix it and stop being stupid. It's LA. Like, they have a good track record of at least like keeping shit in house.
Yeah.
Again, to the start of the show, I said it's rare to see two front office people have different messaging on something.
True.
They're usually just, whether they're wrong or right, they will be aligned at least. So,
and it's such a small thing too, which is kind of perfect because it's not like a big, massive, like, oh my God, what are we gonna do? It's like, oh no, Kevin Demoff said he likes the ability to trade picks 5 years out, and Sean's like, nah, I'm not interested. That's like that's the disparity. It's like, cool, I'm fine with that.
And then the whatchamacallit, both cancers. I first read that, I was like, what? I was like, yeah, I am. I am a July baby. Yeah. Literally.
July 9th.
And I know recently
it's yesterday.
Recently, TJ Houshmandzadeh talked about how we reached out to him, and there's a lot of it's not just somebody talking about, like, trying to talk about a subject and like, oh, I text him unresponded. I do think TJ is legitimately like in constant contact with him even before this, because, mind you, who was his wide receiver coach at Oregon State? Get one guess.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Eric Yarber. Yeah. Eric Yarber had Chad Johnson and TJ Houshmandzadeh at Oregon State.
For when we talk about Yarbs.
Oh my God. I love that. So yeah, he's got enough resources where there's like not really an excuse, man. Like, you got to figure it out. On top of it, if there's anything, and I hate to pull that card, but like, you're a dad now too. You got a lot to go home to and focus on a little bit more, which he's aware. I know they talked about it a million times, but anyways,
I think too, I just want to mention about the Puka situation is like, because he's so good and so cool. Like, he's also like, everybody that talks about him, they're like, he just wants to have a good time, dude. He wants to show up. He wants to laugh. He wants to joke. But on the football field, he just wants to destroy your soul. And that's awesome, man. But I feel like that personality and being so good at football is he's going to have probably damn near every single Hall of Fame wide receiver that's still alive hitting him up, being like, hey, man, what can I do to help you? Like, I feel like that's the thing right now. It's like, TJ, if it's TJ Houshmandzadeh, who else is reaching out that we're not hearing from, who's not on podcasts all the time? Is Larry Fitzgerald reaching out? Marvin Harrison Sr. reaching out? Like, there's so many names that you could look into of like, these guys might be hitting Puka up being like, hey, man, figure this out. You're better than I am, man. And I'm a Hall of Famer. Like, so I think if we're hearing that TJ Houshmandzadeh is reaching out, I imagine the list of names, and not just wide receivers. I'm sure there's plenty of former NFL superstars that have hit the inbox of one Puka Nacua to be like, hey, man, I got you. What do you need? Kind of thing.
Yeah. What did Reverend Isaac Bruce, Cooper Kupp? Yeah, he's there's not a lot of excuses you can make. It's not like you're like a no-name wide receiver where it's like, yeah, like no one reached out to me. Somebody made a comment here, and I talk about it all the time. God damn it. was it expat talk about like get a trusted homeboy? Like legitimately, if I'm making 40 million a year, which you're about to be, I'm cutting my most trusted person. Like I know exactly who it is in my friend group. We all know one person we trust with our lives.
Yep.
Hey man, you're on payroll now. What's
Yep.
your job? You drive. And when we go out, you make sure I don't do the dumbest shit and you beat my ass until I get home. Like that's your job. Can you afford, like, what's his salary? Like give him 60, 70. Like you can give him a full-time salary and that's his job because it saves you money. But anyways,
But that's TJ talked about that too. He's like, give that guy, what is it, $1,000 a night or something like that? Or he was like, do that instead of spending $100,000 on getting, fines and DUIs and stuff. He's like, you pay that guy $1,000 tonight to watch your back. That's 1,000 nights out instead of, getting arrested or something like that, or having to deal with legal stuff, or probably what's going to happen is a settlement in this situation just to get it to go away, So
yeah,
it's super expensive for this to happen for him.
Yeah, like good job. You did that to yourself. And then to get off this topic and touch on things that we did miss, actually, I blocked it out of my mind because I already got tired of the conversation last month. CMD or Commander Carney. I'm so bad at reading usernames.
Same.
I'm the worst. I'm so bad. Commander Carney talked about how there's some actual smoke to that. 31 teams showed their draft cap. The Rams did not show theirs. Even though they showed something before a few weeks ago that everyone was like, new logo sucks. It's not the new logo. We already know they're getting new jerseys. It's not out of the realm of possibility. Like, they filed for a logo change, right? Like, I'm not mistaken on that. Like, that's not news, right?
I don't know where that information is public. I got that information from a Twitter page that we don't love. But I never saw that myself. But it is happening. I mean, we do know that now, just because it's just too obvious. And it's like they put out 32 hats, and one of them is just the NFL hat, which is so funny to me. It's like instead of getting a Rams hat, you buy an NFL shield hat, like the biggest dork of all time. Who's wearing that, man? Why are you guys making that?
Hold on. Time out. I've contemplated I've seen it in some lids, and I'm like, dude, it would be hilarious to have this hat. I legit would rock it. Don't be surprised if I'm on here with that hat one day.
Dude, okay. I would rock an NFL Shield shirt. I think that's what I would do.
Equally dorky.
It is equally dorky.
Yeah, the Rob Lowe move is awesome.
But I'd rock a Rams hat with it. But if I was going to like a say Bengals come to Denver and the Rams played on Thursday, so I'm looking for something to do. You know what I mean? I'd rock an NFL shirt and the Rams hat, man. It's like I got my squad, but go sports, bro. Like.
That's like the NFL cap for Roger Goodell. That's like Rampage. He posted a video a few days ago of him trying to get Goodell's autograph on the ball, and Goodell's like, "No, it's there." He's like, "Oh yeah, duh." I learned something new that day. But yeah, I feel like it was like they had a file for stuff last year, which was obviously the new uniforms, and I thought not a logo change, but like I thought they were tweaking something. At least I know that's in the comments here. I don't think that I think if you're going to change what you're going to change, like it's kind of, okay, let's tie the strings here. Yeah. What we're hoping that they change, like the number one wish list I'm seeing from most fans is usually like something to do with the horns or the gradient. Yeah. I don't mind the horns. I am not that aesthetically minded. I just think the gradient is unnecessary. It's never worked for any team. I don't like it. So if they're going to change it off the uniforms, it obviously probably has to go away from the logos, right? Because if you're doing no gradient, it has to match the branding. So that's just my bet. It's probably gone. That's why like the people who saw the draft, they're like, the new logo sucks. It's not the logo. But the fact that they did not show something, they're like one of the only teams that didn't. Yeah, maybe like I'm hoping they show it in the next 2 weeks here. That'd be awesome.
But also, what the hell are we doing with this timing, man? We're gonna miss the friggin' draft hat reveal because we didn't release in time. Like I don't feel like the timing makes any sense. Weird. It doesn't make any sense. Everybody else is done, and we're just waiting around, So yeah, the sooner the better. I'm with Ray here. Sooner the better. We need to get this stuff out, man. Like, what are we doing waiting? Like, what are we waiting for? What is the holdup here? So
at this point, just say I need Rams admin to just post here and just photos of everything new. Like, here, damn, take it. Like, finally.
Yeah, I do that to everybody. If I'm sending somebody like an email at work, it's just here. Yeah, that's.
I hope this email finds you before I do.
I took that joke. It's a reference to the Amazing Jonathan, which is such a throwback.
Wow.
I guess everybody understands that.
You're aging us.
Yeah, real hard. But
Yeah.
I think that ultimately too, what we got to think about for the Rams logo stuff is, you're right. I mean, the complaints have been certain things. It has been the horn and the gradient. I can certainly live without the gradient, but this is probably my favorite horn that we've ever had. I think it looks great. I think that it's the most appropriate horn that I think we've ever had. I understand some people like when it was real thick, was them thick boys on there, stuff like that. And then in St. Louis, it got like really thin and stuff like that. But I don't know, man. I think that this horn is absolutely phenomenal. So I hope it doesn't change. And if it does, it's just a slight tweaks. So
Chris's comment is true.
Dude, straight up, dude. Oh, dude. Okay. I'm just gonna show this on my phone because I was talking to my sister when I was in West Virginia.
West Virginia. Yeah, the amount of money this team took from me this year from my fan side is rough, but I'm holding out until I see some new jerseys, because as much as I want. Just say, there's your stimulus check. Laser for essentials. You're stupid, Joe. No,
it's like, dude, they're giving us stimulus checks the second the Rams drop all this new merch. It was like, dude, fire, man. It's like, that's perfect. They knew what they were doing. I was getting the stimmies. That was doing all to the Rams, man.
That's just my one wish, is get rid of the gradient. I've just never liked any gradient. The Falcons one drew me crazy, which I think the Falcons have such great jerseys from the past. That's like, how are you just destroying them right now?
The one that got me was that terrible helmet for the Jags. Oh my god!
Oh, the ombre looked like somebody went to the hairdresser.
Man. Yeah. That was straight up god awful, man. But this it's like, yo, Nike, take the friggin' hint, dude. You guys keep doing gradient and then having to pull back because everybody hates it. You do it with every single team, or you go super like Flintstones with the Bucks, and then they had to pull that back because it looked dumb as hell. It's like, what are we doing, man? Like, let's just.
The Flintstones.
That sucked, man. That branding was god awful, man. But yeah, the Falcons, that was terrible, and I can just picture Todd Gurley wearing it. That's all in my brain. That's the only player I can picture in that Falcons terrible uniform, and it's like, that sucks too, man. Like,
yeah,
what?
There's a lot of
like that helmet, dude. What are you talking about? We can't do what that logo is. No.
How do we suspend him for a week?
Yeah, you're out of here. You can't have opinions.
I'm trying to think. To close out, though, I think we touched on everything. The jerseys, they didn't know, there's no comments that came out from McVay or Snead or anybody regarding that. But I really am hoping that it comes out the next 2 weeks. I think they need some dead period filled in. Right? What's that?
I think it has to, right? I mean, are we gonna drop the actual draft picks and put them on stage with a logo that doesn't exist anymore?
Is it the end of the world? I mean,
no, it's not. But it also is dumb as hell. I mean, it's why you're gonna have a guy rock a logo he's never gonna wear.
Yeah,
you have him holding up a jersey he's not gonna wear on the field.
Oh no, I agree. But ultimately, like, what if they give him a white jersey or an OG jersey or something, and they're just like, here you go. It's like, okay.
Imagine the reaction that we would get on Twitter if they gave him a throwback jersey to hold up. People would be like, "Oh my god,
that would. I mean,
so
that would
annoying.
be cool. That would be cool.
It would be cool as hell, and I would absolutely love it. What I would hate is social media immediately after. That'd be miserable.
Do you guys buy the draft hats before or after? Like, when do you guys buy them? I don't really have a time associated with it. If I just happen to see it in the store and I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool, I'll get it. I haven't gotten the last like 3 or 4. I just really haven't cared that much. I'm very simple with my hats. You guys see them. It's usually just basic, just hide the graying hair.
I have not liked a draft hat in probably a decade. I stopped getting them because I just haven't liked them. This is the first piece of new Rams gear I got when the logos dropped. This is my favorite one. I feel like this is like the iconic hat. It's just like that. I feel like every LA team kind of has that, of like the Dodgers hat is just the blue with the logo. This is just blue with the, I just think it's absolutely perfect. And then I also just, for for variation.
Hey, that's new logo. That's single color.
It's all one color. Leaks. You want the real leak? This one here, man. It's the real leak there. You didn't know that I got this a couple years ago? Yeah. Now what?
Kevin Demoff is going to be at your door in T-minus 3 minutes.
I think he's already knocking, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, artists and the team are there to black bag you and take you away.
If they just take me to SoFi, I'm fine with that.
Take you underground and beat the hell out of you. But I think we did hit everything. I'm sure there's going to be more stuff later tonight that people are writing their articles late night to break some news. If there's more meeting stuff coming out tomorrow, rule changes, we'll have up to date stuff Wednesday night when we're back here live. It's gonna have to be something completely breaking. Of like, if they release jerseys tomorrow morning, we'll stream tomorrow. That's nothing.
Yes, absolutely. But, I will say this without going up too much. Make sure you're here on Wednesday night. Make sure you're part of the stream. Make sure you're subscribed and notifications are on. You're gonna want to be here for that one. That's.
Isn't that it's a holiday? It's a holiday too.
It's a bit of a holiday, yeah. The dumbest holiday of them all. It's the holiday where people that aren't funny think that they're funny for a day, and it's like, oh man, it's very suit as black not of you, and that's not very cool.
that's what an unfunny person says. Joke's on you.
Oh yeah. I'm sure you're gonna have a bunch of. Did you see this? Hey, boo-boos. It's a good joke.
Anyways, since everybody's turning on me regarding April Fools,
it is the worst holiday.
Best.
Hold on, before you do that, what? I will say this: for all of this news and weird stuff that's coming out, I would advise any of you. You don't have to be a person that does media or talking about the Rams to have this practice. Whenever something comes out that's news Rams related, this happened, this player talked to this player, or Sean McVay talked to Devontae Adams about a potential trade and stuff like that. I would encourage you to try to find out or try to dig into it a little bit more of just why could this be happening? Not just that it's happening, but why? What's going on? What is the deeper part of this? And take a different angle to it. Not just, oh my God, the Rams talked about trading Devontae. He's probably so upset. It's like, how about just think about it for a minute and just kind of just bounce it around your noodle for just a little bit longer and just kind of think like maybe there's a different angle to that. Can we do that? Is that possible?
You just reminded me about my alternate theory about the Kirk Cousins situation.
Oh, dude, you have to share this.
Yeah, I'll say it quickly. It's not like breaking or anything, but what if it's all fugazi? Like, what if it's all just a ruse? Or maybe Kirk is a little bit interested, but Rams are playing hardball of like, oh yeah, like we love Kirk, we want him here, as like a public message to Jimmy's agent of like, hey man, we clearly love Kirk, we're ready to move on. Unless you want to agree to that number.
That's actually genius. I'm with you. I'm fully with you because he's saying it's like Kirk is interested and willing to come for vet minimum. So it's one of those things where it's like, all right, Jimmy, if you don't want to come in for that, man, we got another guy that's willing to come in.
It's speaking pigeons aren't real to me, and I subscribe to it.
I'm with it, man. All right.
Pigeons aren't real.
Abs are beating the butt cheeks off the Flames, man. I just wanted to just share that with you. But what did you want to talk about? What do you want to fade?
We can fade out into, since we're talking uniforms right now, coolest looking Rams in uniforms. And I'm talking like they look swagged out. Like LT in the powder blue jerseys for the Chargers, the dark visor is like iconic. What are some iconic looking Rams, regardless of the uniform age and era?
Give me like it was early 2000s, more of the block numbers, specifically Leonard Little with the blue and gold with the blocked numbers. That was a look, man. I liked Leonard Little's his swag though. He had that like the shoulder pad and stuff like that. He looked dope out there.
One of my absolute favorites, because I had to remember if he wore a dark or clear visor, if I'm remembering correctly. One of my all-time favorite Rams, just on aesthetics, Michael Brockers.
Ooh, solid pick there, man.
First off the bus looking type guy with a dark visor. He's like a number in the 90s. Like he's just the ultimate Madden style player. Like aesthetically love that guy.
All right. For similar reasons to Leonard Little, give me Grant Windstrom. I'm thinking the white jersey specifically.
Grant Windstrom. I mean, I'll cheat and just say Aaron Donald. He just looked pissed off all the time. He just looked like a caveman. Loved it. Yeah.
I'm going to cheat too and give me Marshall Faulk, because that in my brain was always like the running back. That's how running backs looked. The visor, or not the visor, but the face mask that he had with the double bars and stuff. It's like that's what a running back looks like. I love that.
Oh, Chris, Dre Bly with the half sleeves. Yeah,
we had the same exact reaction. We both were like,
"Oh, that's such a good one."
What a pull! That's a good pull.
Hold on. You know what? In honor of Chris, we'll pull it up. We'll pull it up right now.
I have an image of Dre Bly, and I think it was when he was with the Lions, where he had the full cast on his hand, and he was trying to intercept the ball, but he couldn't get a grip on it because his hand was a club. It's the funniest thing ever. I have that like burned into my brain, man. Dickerson did have the swag, man, with the goggles and the neck pad. Some swag.
He made being a nerd really cool.
Hell yeah. I would say Astro saying in the blue and gold, the pre-2020 blue and gold, but I actually would say the throwbacks, or specifically also maybe Tavon Austin in the color rush. That was
Jalen Ramsey. Jalen Ramsey dark visor is a go-to.
Jalen solid there.
I'm okay fading out with this, man. Yeah, good call, Chris. Dre Bly was a cool ass looking player.
Dope as hell. And what a football name, Dre Bly. Dude,